Today on the channel, we're looking at the Target exclusive Astonishing Ant-Man figure. On the way I got it figured.
The way I got it figured.
So up out there, action figure fans, the way I got it figured back with another Marvel Legends review. This time we're looking at the Astonishing Ant-Man. This is a Target exclusive figure. I picked it up in store at Target, and even though it's not really calling it out, it's definitely part of the 60th anniversary of the Avengers. And this Ant-Man outfit is the original outfit of Hank Pym and the long-standing outfit of Scott Lang, who eventually took over for him as Ant-Man when he took on other identities. So this figure, again, being a part of the 60th anniversary of the Avengers sort of celebration they're doing for Marvel Legends, along with the 60th anniversary of the X-Men, you know, is a figure that that I was going to want in my collection. And we're going to look at them really quick. We'll look at the package, look at the figure, do a couple little poses, and get the final word on them. So starting with the packaging, you can see the old Astonishing Ant-Man logo. We got some Bob Layton artwork on the side. On the back, you got Ant-Man and his accessories, which are just two sets of hands. So he's got two fists and two gesturing hands, I guess you want to call it. Render of the figure on the side, logo on the top. Of course, he's in the plastic-free packaging that Hasbro is using currently, which we're supposed to be transitioning back to at least some sort of window box in the near future. With that, we're not going to waste any more time. We'll get him out of the package. Alright, so we've got Ant-Man on the turntable with his accessories. Which of course is his hands that he's got. I'm not going to turn on the turntable for this video. This figure is, you know, all figures are worthy of the turntable, but this figure is a reprint. So Ant-Man first appeared in Tales to Astonish 27 back in 1962, along with the Wasp. I believe the previous version of this figure came with a little Wasp, but this one doesn't. And then there was a Wasp that came with a little Ant-Man. Like I said, 1962, Tales to Astonish number 27. It's the first appearance of Ant-Man. Previous to the Avengers, he had his own adventures. Dr. Hank Pym used Pym particles to alter his size to the size of an ant, or even lower, microscopic. And he kind of had sort of science-based adventures before joining the Avengers. Now, I can't say for 100% sure that this is Hank Pym and or Scott Lang. As we know, Scott Lang is Ant-Man in the movies. Dr. Hank Pym was the previous one, so all that sort of lines up with the comics. But I feel like this is a Hank Pym figure. And there's the West Coast Avengers set that's coming out that will have Hank Pym. So maybe when that comes out, I do intend on getting that set. We'll compare the faces and see if they sort of use the same portrait to determine whether it's Hank Pym or Scott Lang. if I remember to do it when it comes. But anyway, just a closer look at the figure. Here is his portrait, which is a very nice portrait. You can see he's got the blue eyes and nice detail on the helmet with the antenna, everything like that. And he is on what I would assume is the Bucky Cap body, because he has the butterfly joints, giving him some extra posability, but we'll get into that when we get to articulation. His size changing belt, and he still has pinned joints, confirming his reprint status, so to speak. But yeah, you know, definitely a decent interpretation of Hank Pym in his original outfit, or Scott Lang, if you prefer it to be Scott Lang. It could be Scott Lang. But yeah, and as for articulation, standard Marvel Legends. This being an old body, we already kind of know what it does. So we got the T-pose, bicep swivel, thigh swivel, out to there, boot cut. You got your swivel, you got your boot cut, angle, pivot. There's nothing substandard about the articulation there. Obviously, he's got the butterfly joints. Take him back to about there. Head goes up to about there, down to about there. It does rock, but not a whole lot. Of course, he's wearing a big helmet. You can definitely do kind of a, you know, leaping pose. Maybe Hawkeye shooting him off of an arrow and he's size changing in midair or something. There you go. Ant-Man. All right. So yeah, his accessories, of course, are his two hands that are just the left and right matches for the fist and the open hand. They're not gripping hands, they're just gesturing hands. And that's about it. So with that, I will move on to final thoughts. All right, final thoughts on the Target exclusive Ant-Man figure. Why did I buy this figure? Well, I'm an Avengers stan, honestly. I bought it because it's an Avengers guy that I didn't have. And slowly building up the original Avengers, slowly building up just, you know, just a solid Avengers collection as well. But do I think that everybody needs to have this figure? Well, no. Is it significantly different than the previous version of Ant-Man? Probably not enough for me to want to get it again if I had the original version of this figure. But for me, you know, Hank Pym was one of the original Avengers, and so he's a figure that I'm gonna want. I still have my Toys R Us exclusive Toy Biz original Avengers set. Still have it, still in the box. So you know, I'm just a big Avengers fan. So for where I got a figure rank, I'm gonna give this figure, yeah, a 7. It's a decent figure. It's on the Buggy Cap mold, but there's really, you know, really nothing to write home about. It's not a terrible figure. It's not a great figure. It's just a Marvel Legends figure, a character who checks a box. If you're a big Avengers fan, you know, yeah, there's probably value there for you. If you just collect every Marvel Legend that they put out, then there's a value there for you. If you just like Ant-Man, there's a value there for you. But if you're, you know, a long-time collector who has this figure, I don't think you need to get it again. But you know, your mileage may vary. So that's gonna do it for this video. Thanks everybody for watching. I'm glad to have the support that I have, and you know, hope I can entice people who may be watching and not subscribing to perhaps go ahead and subscribe. It does help the channel, and if you can, give me a like, a comment. Love to hear what your thoughts are about Ant-Man or this figure, or the Avengers or anything. We live by the comments, so if you would do that. If else, I will see you all on the next video. Till then, everybody stay safe. Peace.
The way I got it figured.